interesting what he did before that, which is that he was part of the founding team of a company that went from 3 people to 300 people, sold for a ton of money, and then he turned around instead of buying a brand new car and created scholarships for people who are coming behind him. That's an amazing guy. And so that guy's going to come out right now, tell us a little bit about how he's done what he's done, and then bring out Luke, who's going to continue the same idea. Thank you.
Thank you for having Parker and I here today. I think the conversation that we're going to have right now is relevant to everyone here in this room. We're talking about social change, innovation, and impact that we need to make in this world. We have these discussions in summits and conferences that are very similar to like this. We meet maybe once a year, biannually, and these discussions happen, we get inspired. But what happens, how do we further this discussion and this further exploration past these summits and these one-time events? But before we do that, I want us to go on a trip with me. I want to go back in time. So get in your time machine, get in your DeLorean, set the time machine to 1727. You're now a part of colonial America. You're back when Benjamin Franklin was around. It's a whole new world. There's so many uncertainties, unknowns, possibilities, and opportunities. It's a blank canvas for you to be able to paint on. Everyone questioned here, what should this new world be? We understand that everything that worked in the old world doesn't work now. And the person that was up for the solution, wanted to address this question, was Benjamin Franklin. Oops, wait. Sorry about that. So the person that created this conversation was Benjamin Franklin, and he created a group called Junto, and it was a group of peers, 12 people, that met once a week in the back of a pub to be able to discuss topics ranging from politics, personal development, any kind of ideas. But the whole idea was this whole exploration about what this world should be. From these discussions came from the first post office, the first fire department, the first public hospital. And as these discussions continue to go, they spread past these 12 people. And people started growing, these juntas started growing across the colonies. And the discussion about what kind of change should we have, what kind of new world should we build, started to spread across the colonies. Many people would venture to say that the biggest change that we all live in here in America came from these discussions. It was the whole establishment and development of a whole new democracy that we call the United States of America. So we find ourselves in a whole new situation, very similar to the one that Benjamin Franklin and everyone in the colonial times faced. We have convergence of technology, evolution of technology that has resulted in the convergence of industry and discipline, where all the new models and rules that worked 20, 50 years ago no longer work today. Again, we're faced with opportunity in the unknowns, in the uncertainties, and we ask ourselves, what kind of change do we need to make? What kind of world, what kind of impact, and what kind of innovation needs to happen? So to address this question, in San Diego, we created this group called Junto Global. And Junto Global is based off of Benjamin Franklin's principles, which is a community that we've built for mutual improvement to empower ourselves to contribute more than just our individual selves. And through this, we took the same principles. We meet every Friday. We discuss a wide range of questionings, explore what kind of impact and innovation, what kind of change we need to make, and how do we empower ourselves individually to make that happen. And above that, we've created a community of stakeholders where my peer success is as valuable as my own individual success. So with that, it's better painted through the eyes of one of our own members. An example is one of our old members, right out of college, he didn't have the means or the advantages or the resources that many of us may have had. He was completely in survival mode. He was working from odd job, consultancy job, trying to find his way. But we recognized that he had a good heart. He had one of the biggest hearts we ever known, and we knew that he was destined for big things. And as a community, as a stakeholder, we all made sure that if he needed a couch to sleep on or a car to rent, that was there. But above that, the share of knowledge, the share of inspiration, and from that, he was able to stand on his own 2 feet and was able to create a social venture that now impacts the world. So the future of taking this model has been able to spread outside of San Diego into other cities, and as it continues to spread. So The power of this is so important in today's world whenever we need to be able to further the discussion, that exploration, and be able to formulate exactly how to create change, what impact to happen, and really action it. So with that, I want to be able to introduce to you our co-founder, Parker Harris, who's been there since the beginning. He's seen it grow, and he will tell us exactly how we do that. So with that, I would like to present to you Parker Harris.
So I'm not exactly sure who Luke is. I think he got me confused with Luke Skywalker, who saved the galaxy. And we have a slightly more humble mission, and that's to save the world. And I'd like to share with you how we're doing that. It's been quite a journey over the last 4 years. We started with a group of 4 guys meeting on a weekly basis to now almost 100 members in 3 different cities, meeting in 6 different groups. We created Junto Global for ourselves as a forum for continued development, relationship building, and contribution. And it was amazing to see, out of the original group over a 3-year period, around 20 people being able to leave their corporate jobs and self-actualize in a way that was most authentic with themselves. And I can tell you, there's nothing more powerful than watching people break out of their limiting beliefs and move out of survival into success, and then transform and contribute to the world in an authentic way. Today, I'd like to share how we've done this and how you can apply this in your own life. So Junto Global meets transformative needs. And what are transformative needs? They're unrecognized needs. And let's take a step back. There's so many pressing problems facing our world, whether it's starvation, poverty, malaria, a plethora of health issues. And those are all survival level needs, and we need to solve those problems, and we need warriors in the trenches fighting those. But I would encourage you, as you're designing the programs in your social innovations and causes, to not just meet survival level needs, but to figure out how you can help the people that you're helping to transform their lives so that they can contribute. And if you do that, what will happen is you'll create evangelists out of the people that you're helping who will help spread your movement and pass that contribution forward. And there's nothing more powerful than viral contribution. Now the ingredients that have helped make Junto successful for its various members. The first is true collaboration. And Kyle touched on this. The main essence of true collaboration is that you become stakeholders in each other. In Junto, people don't come to the meeting for what they can just get out of the meeting, but also what they can give. And this dynamic creates powerful connections that lead to a stakeholder relationship. So now when we're out in our lives and finding new tools and opportunities, it's not just how we can use it, but how the other stakeholders and people we're collaborating with can use it as well. And it is extremely powerful. In the life of the member that Kyle was mentioning, through the collaboration of the group and through the weekly meetings, we were able to figure out what his needs were and satisfy those needs not by one person, but as a group collaborating together. And now the social venture that he created is impacting the world and many other lives. And so that's what we need to do. And I would encourage you, regardless if it's through Junto Global, in your own communities, in your own lives, is to form true collaborative stakeholder relationships with the most excellent people you know that want the same outcome as you, and push your missions forward together. There's a great quote that I think encapsulates true collaboration, and that's from President Harry Truman. And that is, it is amazing what you can accomplish if you do not care who gets the credit. The next ingredient that makes Junto special is authenticity. We create a space of authenticity through shared values, frequent interaction in weekly meetings, and the common goal of being the best versions of ourselves and contributing to the world in a larger way. Now, there's a great paradox in our society around authenticity. We all want the impact. We all want to find our mission and our passion. The term passion is trending right now. But we're not given a tool set or an environment to figure out what our authentic mission is. Our education system does not provide us with those tools. Loved ones who mean well often don't know themselves. But I can tell you, that from my own experience within Junto, and then also looking back through history, that the greatest social innovations that have the most impact come from solving a wound or pain within ourselves. And the ability to authentically explore that wound and pain will help you unveil and unwrap the greatest gift that you can give this world. Within my own life, my wound and pain has led me and inspired me and given me the energy that it's taken to bring Junto to this to the level that it's at today. And I think that if you not right now, but go back into your own life and explore your wounds and pains in an authentic way, whether if you're an internal processor to yourself or an external processor with a group of people that you can trust, and figure out what that is. And if you're able to find it, I promise you it will not only be your greatest gift, but also a source of great power for you. Now after we have true collaboration and we're coming from a place of authentic contribution and meeting transformative needs, the next ingredient that we need to have is real commitment. And that's in short supply in our modern society, and it's not really our fault. We're constantly bombarded by media messaging, 30,000, 40,000 messages a day, all the responsibilities that it takes to have a successful, independent life, that it becomes really easy to not become really committed to our social innovations or our causes or the things that are most important to us. But I will tell you, what we've seen in Junto as the main components of what real commitment is frequency and accountability. History has left us clues of the greatest social innovations and the root of where they came from. And it's from groups of people that meet on a frequent basis, not yearly, not quarterly, not even monthly, but weekly or more. And those are the people that are able to create the social institutions and the social innovations that continue to make our life better for generation upon generation. So whether through Junto Global or within your own life, I would ask you to really commit through frequency and accountability to push your social innovations forward. Lack of commitment comes from lack of pressure, and frequency and accountability create the pressure not to push us down, but to pull us up so that we can get out of our own way and share our gifts with the world. We have a bright future. We're all gathered here at this conference to discuss innovation and social good. With all the parties and fun things going on around South by Southwest, it's amazing that we're here, and I thank you for that, and I really admire you. But more than my admiration is our ability to have an impact. But we need to gather together in a spirit of true collaboration as stakeholders in one another to not only put our innovations forward, but to pull all of our innovations forward and collaborate in a frequent basis. So please join us in a breakout session following this section where we're going to continue to form these communities and collaborate with one another and figure out the best way to help each other and become stakeholders in each other. The future is determined by what we do today. So today we need to join together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Parker. I apologize earlier for Travolta-ing you and calling him Luke.